Here we have a word problem on ratio. Let's read the question carefully to understand the information given. Find in what ratio the total wages of the workers of a factory will be increased or decreased if there be a reduction in the number of workers in the ratio 15:11 and an increment in their wages in the ratio 22:25. When we read the question, we can understand two information very clearly. There is a reduction in number of workers in the ratio 15:11 and there is an increment in wages in the ratio 22:25. Because of these two changes, reduction in the number of workers and increment in wages, what will happen to the total wages of the factory? So whether the total wages is going to be increased or decreased, in what ratio? So that is what we have to find. And also it is not given exactly how many workers are now in the factory and how much wage is being paid to each worker. They have given only the ratios, the ratio in which the number of workers are going to be reduced and the ratio in which wages is going to be increased. Because the actual quantities are not given, we have to assume some variable for number of workers and wage per worker. Let me assume X as number of workers and Y as wage per worker. Okay, so now X stands for number of workers and Y stands for wage per worker. Then total wages of all the workers in the factory is equal to number of workers times wage per worker, that is X times Y. Here some students will get confused about this product X and Y. It's very simple. For example, there are four workers in the factory and each worker is paid rupees 50 wage. Okay, so what is the total wages? So it's 4 times 50, that is 200 rupees. So that's the logic we have taken here. So to find the total wages, we multiply number of workers and wage per worker. Now I am going to apply the two changes. So after changes, number of workers we have to find, and also we have to find wage per worker. Okay, already there are X number of workers. This X number of workers is going to be reduced in the ratio 15:11. After X number of workers reduced in the ratio 15:11, how many workers will be in the factory? So here the quantity X is going to be reduced in the ratio 15:11. After reduction, what is the new quantity? So to find this, there is a formula. For example, let us assume a quantity P. Now this quantity P is going to be changed in the ratio A:B. So after P is changed in the ratio A:B, what will be the new quantity? So there is a formula to find this new quantity, that is the second term of the ratio to be multiplied by the original quantity, that is B times P. Now this product has to be divided by the first term of the ratio, that is A. If a quantity is changed in a particular ratio, so to find the new quantity, that is the quantity after change, what we have to do is we have to multiply the second term of the ratio by the existing quantity or original quantity, then the product has to be divided by the first term of the ratio A. So the same thing we have to do in our problem. Already there are X number of workers. Now this X number of workers is going to be reduced in the ratio 15:11. After reduction, to find the number of workers, we have to multiply the second term of this ratio by the existing number of workers, that is 11X divided by the first term of the ratio 15. Okay, now the same thing we have to do for wages per workers. So already there is wage Y per worker. So this wage is going to be increased in the ratio 22:25. After increase, the new wage will be the second term of the ratio 25 times the existing wage y, 25y by the first term of the ratio, that is 22. Okay, now we got the number of workers and wage per worker after changes. Now let's find total wages. So total wages is equal to the same thing, the same logic what we have applied here. Number of workers into wage per worker. Number of workers is 11x by 15 times wage per worker is 25y by 22. So let's simplify this one. 11 goes into 11 one times, 11 goes into 22 two times, 5 goes into 15 3 times, 5 goes into 25 5 times. That's all the simplification we can do. Here we have 1x. So 1x to be multiplied by 5y. Then we get 5xy, and 3 times 2 is 6. So we get 5 divided by 6 times xy. Okay, so here before changes the total wages is just xy. In front of x there is coefficient 1xy. After changes the total wages is 5 divided by 6xy, and clearly the value of this 5 by 6 is less than 1 because the numerator 5 is less than the denominator 6. So the value of 5 by 6 is going to be less than 1. So clearly the total wages is going to be decreased. Before changes the total wages is 1xy, and after changes the total wages is 5xy divided by 6, which is less than 1xy. So the total wages is going to be decreased. Now we have to find this decrease in ratio. Okay, let's find that ratio. Okay, so to find the ratio in which the total wages is going to be decreased, first we have to write the total wages before changes, that is 1xy is to, and now we have to write the total wages after changes, that is 5 divided by 6xy. So now we have to simplify this ratio. So to simplify this ratio, the first step I am trying to remove this denominator 6. For that I multiply both the terms of the ratio by 6. So when I multiply by 6, the 6 and 6 can be cancelled. 6 times xy, 6 times 1xy is going to be 6xy is to 5xy we get. Okay, now there is a common divisor xy for both the terms of this ratio, so we can divide both the terms by xy. So we get 6 is to 5 because this xy can be cancelled, the same here. So we get 6 is to 5. So the total wages of the workers of a factory will be decreased in the ratio 6 is to 5. That's it.